I'm Brian Moreno, the Director of EV Sales and Marketing Strategy, Nissan North America. I'm based out of the headquarters in Franklin. I wish I was based out of here with all you guys, because this is truly a part of the EV market in the U.S. Jump right in. So, first, just really quick, and I think you guys know this more than anybody, we're really on the cusp of kind of the next phase of EVs in the industry. You know, we launched the car, as you all know, many of you one of the first owners in 2011 when it came out. The only EV, mass market EV in the marketplace at that point in time. And what we have now is, like I said, that kind of next phase is upon us. And then we've got like a third phase coming in when we get out to like, the early 2020s. So right now we got, at the end of this year, we'll have, at the end of next year, we'll have about 18 models in the marketplace that'll be more widely distributed, not just in states like California and the other 9 SF states. But by the time we get out to 2023, we'll have 37 models. So we're talking about doubling the number of models from model year 18, calendar year 18 all the way up to calendar year 23. Will Nissan have more models in there? We will. I can't talk about it right now, but we've got other things coming. So my goal is every year we do this little event, do this dinner for National Driver Electric. There's some sort of news that we bring out. We might have some lulls a couple of years, but I know for at least the next couple of years from here on out, we'll have some nice news to share with you guys. I'm really excited. Anyway, I'll move on forward from there. So just to show you, this is where the car sits and also where the industry sits right now in terms of the EV marketplace as it exists today and then next year. So you have the new Leaf up here, model year 18, starting at $29,900, and it starts at $29,900 with a range of 150 miles. That's EPA. And this class of cars are kind of in this top strip here, this top row. Cars are classified under 200-mile range and priced below, starting price below $30,000. Some of the usual suspects, like an e-Golf, $29,000, Hyundai Ioniq Electric, $29,500, and Ford Focus Electric, $29,000. The thing that positioned us uniquely in that group, other than the fact that we're 50-state, have been, we launched, and always will be, is the fact that we're at the top of that the EPA range within that group of cars, while we're priced similarly. So it puts us in a really unique and also what I feel a really strong position amongst that set of cars. It's important to keep price in mind, as we all know, and to be able to offer a value proposition where we have the best-in-class range at that price point is really important to us. And in the bottom, of course, you have the Chevy Bolt, a Tesla Model 3, and what we'll be talking about next year is the model year 19 Leaf. I can't talk much more about it right now. What I can tell you is it'll be another version, another option of this car, but it will come with a larger battery, greater capacity, which will open up doors for obviously more range. We're targeting over 225 miles of range, and of course with higher capacity battery, we'll also have higher output too. So we'll have some really cool performance things to talk about as well. So that's a different class of car. Of course, it's going to be priced more. We can't talk about price right now, but it'll be definitely priced at a higher level as used. Okay, so a couple of the key things, the product concept behind the car, and I want to tell you, to make this really clear, a lot of the things that Rena and I were talking about earlier, over the years, the engineers did us a lot of justice by coming out, getting a lot of feedback, and a lot of input from the customers. And myself on the marketing and sales side as well, we did the same exact thing. Why did we do that? Well, one, we wanted to get the feedback to understand what the owners were thinking, what they liked, what they didn't like. But what we wanted to do with this new car, since we had a lot of opportunities with the new body style and those sorts of things, to really take that input and incorporate as much of it as possible into the new car. So I can tell you that I can't give you a percentage of how much of the new car is direct input from customers. All I can tell you is quite a lot of it did come from the customers themselves. So new styling, enhanced EV drive, which we'll talk more about in a little bit, as well as the advanced safety technologies, and our first step towards autonomous drive technology. So some of the key highlights, so all new interior and exterior styling. The car is still on the same platform. but we did basically everything we could to work within that context of that baseline to make a lot of different changes to the vehicle. That's how you get that thing redesigned. Higher capacity 40 kilowatt hour battery, which delivers 40% range increase on an EPA basis. More powerful 110 kilowatt motor. That's a big jump from the 80 kilowatt output motor we have currently. It is the same motor actually, just we tuned it's a new inverter, and we tuned the motor to get higher output out of it to deliver 147 horsepower. Big jump, 37% increase in horsepower, and I'll tell you right now, driving the current generation LEAF for years and driving this new one, there's a huge difference, and it's a lot. It was always a fun car to drive. It's even more fun to drive. Also, a 26% increase in torque. EVs, by virtue of how they're built and how they're set up, that torque is never really an issue, so to speak. Now the torque is just to that next level. So with those two things combined, the increase in horsepower, we're looking at between a 15%, 30% improvement in 0 to 60 mile per hour full throttle acceleration. So you definitely feel it. And I found when I'm driving the car, it's just that much easier and more. It's easier to do things on the highway like merging, like cutting people off if you're into that. It's just a lot more fun to drive. And confident and secure handling. So we stiffened up the torsion bar and made some additional adjustments to the suspension. We also did redid the steering. We made the steering a little more dynamic, give it a little more feel for the driver, and I would say it's a little bit more aggressive, and it's just more responsive as well. So that's something else you'll notice when you guys get to drive the car. We get to the tour that we're going to be doing in a few months. Actually, so some new technology. So you can never forget that safety is always an important thing. I think some of you here last year remember that on the way to the airport to fly here to this dinner from Nashville, I crashed my LEAF and totaled it. That was not a fun thing, but all the airbags worked and everything, and I walked away unscathed. I just bring that up because safety is very, very important. So this car takes the safety equation to a whole new level. Standard automatic emergency brakes. Automatic emergency brakes are kind of the new thing that are coming out. They've been out for a while, but more and more manufacturers are adding them on to a deeper breadth of their lineup. We're putting it standard on all of our model year cars, everything from Nissan, cars and trucks. But now we're going to have it standard on the new LEAF as well. Level 1, level 2 charge cable. I believe it's in the trunk of this car. Hopefully it is. We have a look at it. But that's another really cool thing, and that came from direct feedback. That was something I've been yelling about for years and years and years. One, we need to get the electric code updated so that we can have a plug-in, plug-out feature for a level 2. We've got to get it included in the car somehow, some way. We've got to make it so that you can do level 1 and level 2 charging. Let's just make it happen, and thankfully we have it. It's awesome. It's available on the SD and the S trim. It's standard on the SL, so you can get it on any trim. And also the dealers will stock it as well as an accessory for those customers that just want to buy it separately. They have a couple of LEAFs. They want to have two, one for different places that they take the car to. Whatever it is, it's going to be out there. I'll talk more about that in a little bit as well. LED LED headlights, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto too. Some of you asked me if it was just Apple Play. No, we have an Android Auto as well. E-pedal mode. Owen, where are you? Put your hand up, buddy. What do you got? Where is he? We have our e-pedal guru here today from SAC, who's a fantastic guy. He loves his e-pedal. He's the guy who really kind of dreamed it up and made it happen. There he's back there. He's hiding. So it's one-pedal driving. You guys all know, you're all familiar. Electric vehicles, by virtue of how they're set up with the bidirectional motor, being able to leverage that bidirectional capability for regenerative braking is fantastic. It's an inherent part of the car. We've always had it. E-pedal takes it to a whole new level. Other automotive manufacturers have similar technology. I think our system is really fantastic. It's really fine-tuned. I think the engineers did an amazing job dialing this thing in. To the extent where I'm driving the car, I just keep it in e-pedal mode. You don't have to, but once you get used to it, it really is a really cool functional feature. Awesome in stop-and-go traffic. It's fantastic on hills. You could drive up a hill and take your foot all the way off of the accelerator with e-pedal mode engaged, and it has a hill stop feed. It stops the car completely with the brake lights on. So it's really, really a fantastic feature. Also, ProPilot Assist. So ProPilot Assist is our first foray as brands into semi or autonomous driving. And I'm really, really excited about it. The first time I drove this particular car, it was in Japan back in February. And I kind of went in, okay, let's just see what this is all about. You say that maybe I was skeptical. Let's see what this is. It's a whiz-bang feature that some people are going to use a couple of times and never use again. Is it only going to be for the people in this room or just really into this sort of stuff? But honestly, within 15 minutes, I immediately translated into something that I saw as a truly utilitarian feature. It's something that I firmly believe is going to help in some instances people avoid accidents, fender benders specifically. And it just makes driving easier. It reduces the situation where you get driver fatigue. One of the cool things about it, we've had intelligent cruise control on our cars for a number of years. This is like intelligent cruise control to the next level. Why is that? Because you can have your car set on 75 miles an hour with ProPilot engaged and be trotting along the highway. You can get out here on the 101 and all of a sudden cars in front of you just completely stop. It'll bring you to a full and complete stop without you having to touch the brake or the at all. Then when the car in front of you starts moving again, you start moving again without engaging the accelerator again. After 3 seconds or so, you'll have to engage it again. All you do is push a button to re-engage the system without having to touch any pedals whatsoever. And the other cool thing too is you get into stop and go traffic, it stops and it goes, but it stops again. It never just keeps, you never just pick up again. So the stop and go element of the driving that we're all used to today, with more and more cars on the road, more traffic, etc. From a stop and go perspective, you literally don't have to touch any pedals, and it keeps the car moving. We were talking about it earlier. We're human nature. We always have accidents, right? Things happen. Things get in the way. We get distracted. The system is set up to do what it's supposed to do, right? It's supposed to focus on the car in front of you. So I can see this preventing fender benders in a lot of situations. Plus, we've got the lane keep assist function. So essentially, there's a camera where the windshield meets the roof line, and that camera senses or sees the line markers in the highway. So for single lane highway driving, it recognizes, identifies those lane markers, and sends information back to the car's computer, which sends information back to the drive control system, and keeps the car in the center lane. And it really, really does work fantastically. Another really cool feature. It's not a totally hands-off system. You can take your hands off. Some of our trial units, they had the feature set up so you could, and it does keep in. But we wanted to set it up in a way where it's the introduction of the autonomous drive system. So you need to keep some pressure on the steering wheel. You don't have to hold it really tight. And I tested it. How much pressure does it really actually need? Really just, you'll get a sense for it. You'll feel it. But it's just really another cool feature that is also very safe. And I think it's just going to be a fantastic element to the LEAF lineup. So here's our grade strategy, kind of the packaging and how it all works. On your S trim, you're getting a couple of things. Obviously, every model year 18 LEAF comes with a new battery. So this is a 40 kilowatt hour battery, 150 mile range. One of the cool things is, if you guys all remember, we launched the model year 11 and then the model year 12. We only had the 3.3 kilowatt hour charger available. In the model year 13, we introduced the 6.6. It was on the SV and the SL, and we had to get an option package on the S. And it's always been that way ever since, up until the model year 17. Now the 6.6 is standard on the S trim. It's standard across the entire range, which is great. Pedal mode is also standard on every trim level. Automatic emergency braking, again, standard. Nissan Intelligent Key, and rear view monitor as well. When you move up to the SV, the key features, you get the quick charge port. You can get the quick charge port on the S, the charge package. Charge package on the S gets you the quick charge port and the level 1, level 2 cord connector. Intelligent cruise control, Nissan Connect Service Navigation, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, standard on SV. Sirius XM, Traffic, Travel Link, and the 17-inch alloy wheels. You have 16 on the S. So you get all that, and I'll go through the pricing a little bit, but that's where the real story comes in, I think. How we've added all this content, and how we position the car from a price perspective. On the SL, you get all the bells and whistles. There's only one package available on the SL, and that gets you literally everything that's available. But standard on the SL is level 1, level 2 charging cable connector, the leather appointed seats, the around view monitor, LED headlights, Bose Premium Auto, heated front seats, mirrors, and the steering wheel as well. So now we get into this is the fun stuff. So this is, so we have the guys that work on the car and the product, and we inform them on certain things that we feel customers want, or customers tell us they want, and we do all that stuff. But the big thing where it really comes down to with my team, Janelle and I, we work really hard on the pricing and the packaging. And we were completely OCD on the pricing and packaging on this car. We really, really wanted to get it right, and I truly believe that we did. It took a lot of work, a lot of painful meetings with our executive team, but we got it done. So the model year 17 LEAF, the current generation starts at $30,680. We dropped the price, so now $29,990 on the S is $690 less than the model year 17 for a 2.2% price reduction. Look, we've added a ton of value. It's about $4,500 worth of value when you take bigger capacity battery, standard e-pedal, standard automatic emergency brakes, higher horsepower from the retuned motor, e-pedal, like I said, the 7-meter with analog speedometer, auto on-off headlights, $400 worth of value for a car that's $690 less. So it's a huge, huge move right there for us. But again, we heard what customers were saying. They wanted the technology. They wanted to make it accessible. And from day one, when we announced we were going to come out with LEAF, we always said it's a mass market EV. And that doesn't just mean it's a 50-state car. It also means it's affordable. And we wanted to hold to that key tenet, that core tenet of the model, and we did it in the car. So then if you look at the SV, and I think there's really a fantastic story here. The SV current generation starts at $34,200. The new one starts at $34,490. $1,710 price decrease, about 5 percentage points, 5% reduction in the price. But on top of that, you take all the S features and the current SV features. You add Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard, intelligent cruise control standard. That adds about $5,000 worth of value. So you can get $32,490 to get the SV pretty well loaded. The really cool thing for the SV in my mind is there's tech packages available in the SV. It's $2,200, and that gets you the ProPilot Assistant. And to me, that's really important because now we have a car with autonomous technology under $35,000. That was really, really important to me because if we're going to come out with this technology, let's put it in a place where it can be priced appropriately. Let's not just put it on the highest trim, and let's not make it too expensive. Then on the SL, used to start at $36,790, now it's $36,200 for a $509 price drop. And on top of that, we added exterior mirrors with integrated turn signals, Bose Premium Auto, which was on the prior SL, but of course it's not available on the SV and the model year 18. Rear cross traffic alert. The around view monitor is the intelligent around view monitor that gives you moving object detection, so you don't bump back into something or somebody. And driver assistance alert, which essentially tells the driver if it looks like you're not driving very well, you're getting kind of groggy, maybe shut the door. And the L1, L2 cord cable set. So again, all new design, $40 kilowatt battery, 37% increase in horsepower, 26% increase in torque, e-pedal, ProPilot Assist, automatic brake. These four things are the key elements of this car that we. The big moments, the big changes. All right, so let's start with the launch strategy really quick. So our classes, this isn't a marketing meeting necessarily, but I just want to make a couple of key points to you guys. We really wanted to get back to our roots and focus on the owners and really do it in a sincere way and really honest way. And rather than going out and spending a whole bunch of money on some big, ad, all this stuff, whatnot, we wanted to do things a little bit different. We wanted to take the marketing effort and go back to our roots and go back to the customers, and go back to what it means to be a Nissan LEAF owner and this community that we've cultivated together. So a big piece of that comes to this. So I think some of you might have signed up already, or you heard about it. We're going to do this thing called the Nissan LEAF, Model Year 18 LEAF Drive and Discover Tour experience. So essentially, we're going to go to 6 cities. In San Francisco, we're going to do 2 stops, because there's so many of you. And what this is going to do is have a few different components to it. The first day, we're going to do an event for our dealer principals from our dealerships and some of our key fleet customers. So that's what we want to do is we bring the cars to market. We want to do something special for all of our constituents, if you will. Then day 2 is the big stuff. We're going to do an exclusive owner launch party. So all of our owners will be invited to these launch parties. We're really going to do it up. We're going to have celebrity chefs. We're going to have music. We're going to have cars there and product specialists. We really want to do something really special for these events. So it'll be a cool way for us to get together. We're going to have subject matter experts like myself and members of my team, folks from Nissan's engineering community. Really make it, kind of a family event, if you will, okay? And then a big component of this too, we'll have general public days as well. We want, we need to have new customers. We want to have new customers, develop the market. Then we're going to have this concierge drive experience. So what everybody will be able to do is essentially schedule a drive that works for them. We'll have an online scheduler that you guys can go ahead and schedule a drive. You want them to come bring the car to your house, to your office, to your wherever. They'll come and bring it to you based on the time and place that you schedule. And we'll bring a product specialist out there, not from a dealership. We'll be one of our product specialists, well trained on the new car, and let you drive the car for 45 minutes, get a feel for it. Check out Profile Assist, use e-pedal, get a feel for the new acceleration. I think this is really important. It's not cheap to do things like that, as you could imagine, right? But that doesn't really matter. It's the right thing to do. I think, and you guys all know this, for those of you that have gotten people to buy Leafs, 20 deep over here, what grows this market is driving the car. It's really that simple. It's the word of mouth, it's the ambassadorship that you guys bring to the table, and it's getting people butts and seats. That's what the game is all about. It's that important that this is a major focus of our launch. We're going to these key cities across the U.S., and we're really looking forward to getting it done. So I just want to thank you guys. I think one of the key things before we take the cover off the car is it's really important that you see that we really focused on the value equation. There's a lot of competition in the marketplace now, competition that wasn't there before. But we've got some really key advantages that make me really confident. One of it, we've been doing it longer than everybody else. Full stop. We have. And in a big way, right? We've been selling the car all across the country for over 7 years, about 7 years now. And that means we have dealers that are certified to sell and service the car. And we've got some really, really good dealers out there that have really embraced the technology, and they've got people at their stores that are advocates, that drive the car, that really know it well, and I'm thankful to have them. It gives me a lot of confidence launching the car. I was there, we launched the first car. I was scared to death. I didn't know how we were going to do this thing. We had to go state by state, figure out how we're going to train guys, and how we're going to get chargers at dealerships, equipment to take the car apart and all this stuff. It was a big job, and we got it done. Now, it's a lot easier when you've already laid all that groundwork. We've done all that hard work, and it's done. So another thing, too, is that we've been doing it a long time, but it's not just doing it a long time. It's doing it a long time, but having the dialogue with the owners, with the customers, getting that feedback, and using it for something, using it to inform what we do with the new car. And I'm really proud to say that a lot of the feedback we got from folks like yourselves went into this new car. So I really, really appreciate that. It gives me a lot of confidence. If we just dreamed something up, it might not have been good at all, right? Another thing too is, and a lot of you already know this, so I'm not going to preach and convert it, but the whole range discussion. Everybody loves big, big headlines, right? Love it. The media loves to write 200,000 mile range, Tesla comes out, it just looks great, right? And that is fantastic, right? But our story is different. And I'm really happy to say when we reviewed the car in Las Vegas for the U.S. last week and also in Japan, that they really picked up on our message. They really picked up on what we were talking about. And that is, simply put, it's not just about range. Range is important. That's why we increased it significantly. But we increased it to a level to strike a fine balance between range and price. We wanted to really focus on that. The same thing with all the featured content. Like I mentioned earlier, Profile Assist. We didn't want to just put it at the top of the trim level. We didn't want to make it, you know, you can have to get the $45,000, you know, totally decked out car to get Profile Assist. Now you can get it for under $35,000. Before the federal tax credit, before the $2,900 California rebate, if we ever get the money back. But those things are really, really important to us. And I hope that resonates with you as it resonated with everybody else we've spoken to over the course of the last 10 days or so. I just want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us, for being there with us, and enough of me talking. Let's talk.
I want the efficiency option because I want to go to my mom's house without stopping.